In 2120, humanity has found 3 ways to become immortal: cybernetically enhanced humans called cyborgs, artificially intelligent beings called synths, and synthetic beings with a downloaded human consciousness called hybrids. Which of these technologies prevails will decide what company rules the universe. The spaceship known as Maginot has been on a mission for 65 years when the pods open so that the crew can take a break from cryosleep. Captain Dinsdale informs them that the comms are down and the log files are corrupted, but he blames it on a glitch. They're also burning too much fuel, so he wants them to shut down one of the systems. Mechanic Shemuel says they should get rid of the creatures that the scientists brought on board, but security cyborg Morrow reminds them that the specimens are the mission. Scientist Chibuzo feeds all the strange aliens that the ship is carrying. Some are small and kept in capsules, but others are bigger and more dangerous. Now that all systems have been checked, the crew can go back to sleep. On Earth, there's a research facility called Neverland that belongs to the Prodigy Corporation. Kirsch is teaching Marcy about scorpions, but they're interrupted by Dr. Sylvia, who announces that everything is ready. It turns out Marcy is terminally ill, so she's taken to the operating room to transfer her mind into a synthetic body. Company founder Cavalier explains that Marcy will be the first person to go from a human body into a synthetic one, so she'll become the first hybrid. Marcy is connected to the machine and she revisits her childhood memories as her mind passes to the new body. Sometime later, Marcy is healthy and can do amazing things like jumping from huge heights. She also uses the name Wendy now. Since synthetic bodies can't grow, she's been given an adult body, but she still has a child's mind. Kirsch explains that fake bodies can't create the hormones that make human moods, so Wendy won't have them anymore. Sylvia shares that other children are arriving at the facility soon and Prodigy needs her assistance with their transitions. Wendy chats with the kids and shows them how strong her new body is by letting them hang on her arms. One by one, all the kids receive new bodies and forget about their illnesses. The group gets nicknamed the Lost Boys. On the Maginot, a mysterious creature runs through the ship, bringing chaos and destruction as the crew screams in horror and the alarm echoes in every corridor. Morrow hides in the computer room and talks to the ship's AI, explaining that all the specimens are loose now. Suddenly Zaveri starts pounding on the door asking for help, but instead of opening, Morrow transforms his arm into a blowtorch and seals the door shut. Soon the creature finds Zaveri and attacks her while Morrow tells the AI that the whole crew is dead. In the corridor, Zaveri tries her best to defend herself against the alien known as a xenomorph. However, the alien is too strong and quickly kills her. Then the xenomorph starts pounding on the door and breaks the glass while Morrow explains to the AI that the ship will need to crash on Earth because containing the creatures is the priority. The alien is now pushing the door open, so Morrow opens a hatch on the floor and hides in the impact room, which automatically gets sealed. The xenomorph keeps pounding on it, but Morrow just gets ready for the crash. Meanwhile, Hermit arrives in the city of New Siam, which is run by Prodigy. Wendy watches him on the security cameras while commenting on his story. He works for Prodigy too and thinks his sister Marcy is dead. Seeing him again reminds her of their childhood together. While Hermit is on a roof talking to his coworkers, they suddenly feel the building shaking. At that moment, the Maginot crashes in the city with a huge explosion. Hermit and his team rush downtown to evacuate people and guide them to avoid the falling debris from the destroyed buildings. While the team searches the wrecked ruins for survivors, they come across the ship and get inside through a hole in the hull. Back to Morrow, he uses his transformed arm to escape the impact room. He wanders through the ship, finding the crew's bodies all over the place. When he sees Hermit's team on the security camera, he calls the ship's company Wayland Yutani to warn them. In Neverland, Cavalier announces they'll keep everything they find on the ship. Wendy sees her brother on the security footage and says her team should go too. Cavalier agrees to let them out under Kirsch's supervision. On the Maginot, 2 members of Hermit's team search for survivors. As the soldiers find the bodies, a leech-like alien descends from the ceiling and crawls into their shirts. Suddenly Morrow appears and takes them hostage after making them drop their weapons. He handcuffs them both to the pipes while asking where to find Cavalier. After Morrow leaves, the bugs crawl to the men's heads and slowly drain their bodies to death. In the Sleep room, Hermit and 2 friends find the pods full of bodies. When they try to inform headquarters, the radios have too much static to talk. Hermit looks at the crew's terrible injuries and concludes that they've been dead for a week. They move to the next room without noticing the alien in one of the pods. In the med bay they find even more bodies. Hermit realizes the crew breathed in toxins and that something escaped from a victim's esophagus. Afterward, the trio leaves the ship and continues to search the building, unaware that a xenomorph is following them. They take the stairs and discover that the next door is across a big hole. Rashidi jumps first and gets a painful landing. Siberian jumps next and the floor breaks, but Rashidi catches her just in time. Before Hermit can jump too, he sees some saliva falling on his shoulder and looks up to find the xenomorph on the ceiling. A terrified Hermit makes the jump, but the xenomorph attacks him in the middle of it, causing him to fall to the next floor. The xenomorph chases after him, so Hermit runs to get in the elevator to escape, and as it goes down, he uses the radio to ask for help. However, he can only hear static. A flashback reveals that the previous day Hermit asked for termination of his contract because he wanted to go to med school. Sadly, it wasn't granted and he has to work 7 more months. Wendy saw all this